when we started off, we've been around 25 years now, right?
Yeah.
In terms of a company.
Yeah.
And we have always committed this company to the fact that when we make products or develop products, we want to make sure that it's at least scientifically, there's a reason behind it, and that we're using a scientific mechanism to develop our products. So we're a science-based company for all intents and purposes. So then over the last 25 years, we have always, in addition to marketing our products, we also continue to use our products, the scientists that is, to learn how we can make them better. So we have gathered this sort of knowledge base among our scientists. So we have used this knowledge base to say, look, up to this point in time, ourselves included, we have just been playing at the surface of the aging process, rather than really going and attacking the root cause of aging. And that's how we say, well, in order to do that, to really get at the roots of the aging process, we have to look at the genetic level. There's no other way, because our whole body since 2003, science has told us that we have about roughly 25,000 genes in our body. So if we are able, out of those 25,000 genes, able to find those genes or identify those genes that are directly related to aging, then we've got a really good way of attacking the root cause of aging. Wow. So since then, we have always been looking at it, and finally, the last 12 months, it has culminated to the fact that we now know which are the genes directly responsible for aging out of those 25,000. And together with our collaborators in the universities and so on, we have discovered some ingredients that can actually influence these genes.
So has any other company ever discovered these genes?
These genes are known by other companies as well. The problem is they've decided, or somehow they have not figured out that aging is about several genes working together.
Oh.
They've always go and look at a single gene.
Oh.
This is a gene. Aha. Therefore, we should influence this particular single gene.
Yeah.
And then see whether we can make better anti-aging products. That's a wrong way of looking at aging. That's the insight that most people have not adopted.
So you guys are influencing actual genes together?
Several. Especially with our skincare products that we launched last month.
Yeah.
We are influencing at least close to 100 genes at the same time.
Wow. Wow.
So, and the thing is, when we say we are influencing these genes, we're not talking about just boosting the gene activity. In fact, some of the genes, we have to make sure that we dim them down, or we down-regulate gene activity. Because those are the genes that you don't want to get too overactive, because when they get overactive, you age quicker.
Right.
So it's about balance.
It's about
and
balance.
That's another key insight behind age lock that most companies and most people don't realize yet.
Wow.
That is not just about everything going up. It is about making sure that you have perfect balance.
So in your estimation of being with Nu Skin for 25 years, how big of a breakthrough is
This is the biggest one yet.
This is the biggest one. You said it just like that.
It is the biggest one.
This is the biggest one. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what's coming as a result of finding what you found, what that's going to do for in terms of innovation and inventing for Nu Skin.
Well, we've launched a skin side.
Yeah.
To me, that's just the tip of the age lock iceberg.
Wow.
The real big thing that we're going to launch in about 12 months from now, and actually 24 months, is actually our nutritional supplements that we are going to age lock.
Wow.
Because think about it, right? I mean, we take care of your skin, but really the most important thing for the body is your internal tissues. You have never met a sick person looking good, no matter what you do to the skin.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Just think about that particular notion.
Yeah,
if you think of that notion, then you know that truly to get a very, very effective and meaningful anti-aging product is to go help those tissues inside your body. And that we can do with our nutritional supplements, over the next 12 months.
Wow.
And if I can just take a piece here, this is Joe Chang, right? Am I getting that right? Okay, and you are the Chief Scientific Officer, right?
Yeah.
And here's the interesting thing about what he just said is that you walk around, you look at the people in Nu Skin, you look at the distributors, you look at the people working in the company, and everybody looks young and healthy and good looking, and I mean, look at Joe here, look at how young he looks, and look at Scott, look at how young, straight from Chicago,
60 years old.
look at well, you don't look like it. I mean, that's the interesting thing though, is it's true. I mean, people that are sick really truly don't. They don't look good. I mean, you can tell. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their skin. You can see it everywhere. So this is a way that you can tell, is by people in new skin look around.
So we're actually right now in the lobby of the 9th floor, and I mean, you're just speaking right from your heart. And Joe just said to us that this is the biggest breakthrough in
my opinion.
In your opinion.
And I've spent over 30 years in terms of doing research,
Wow.
both in terms of developing drugs and not just supplements or skincare products.
Wow.
The first half of my career was actually in the pharmaceutical industry and not in the supplement industry.
Wow.
So, and in that particular industry, obviously, we do a lot of science,
Yeah.
we do a lot of research,
Yeah.
right, in big companies.
Yeah.
And Pharmanex was actually a company that I co-founded with my colleagues
Oh, wow.
back in 1995.
Wow.
And it was acquired by
By
New Skin
New Skin.
Enterprises in 1998.
Wow.
So,
Huh.
So it's Christmas here. It's 2009, Christmas 2009.
Yeah.
And actually, I believe Blake Roney or was it Truman that made the statement about how this company is going to go from 1.3 billion, which it is currently, to a $5 billion company. Now, that's a big statement to make. But obviously, from talking to you, we can see that this is something that can really truly become a reality with a product this innovative.
yeah, I think on the product side, I can speak on behalf of the products, if you
Sure.
will,
Yeah.
since I'm responsible for those that part of the business. It's essentially there are no products like this in the marketplace. It's almost like taking. Let me see. Imagine that you're back in, let's say, 30 years ago, that all of us were using hand phones. We were using landline phones.
Yep.
Yep.
We are somewhat tethered to the house in order to make a phone call.
Yep.
Or we have to make a phone call going to a phone booth,
Right.
right? But then if you fast forward, now nobody ever uses a landline practically anymore because of the cell phone. Now I'm talking to you
Yeah.
through this iPhone. That's the difference between what we did with ageLOC and what our companies are still doing.
Wow.
They're using
There
a
you go.
landline phone. It's not that it's not effective. Yeah, sure. But we are in a
Totally
brand
different
new
realm.
world. It's
Wow.
a brave new world. It's new space
Wow.
in
All right.
anti-aging.
So let me put this in real words. If you're using a landline right now, you better get yourself a cell phone. So I mean, it's real simple. That's it. I mean, you put it that way. So listen. A lot of you out there are using landlines. All right, and I'm telling you what is that you're looking older, and you're not looking as healthy. So if you want to, get in the up and up, you need ageLOC. Because that's what's going to make you. That's the cell phone. That's the iPhone of today.
Exactly.
In anti-aging.
And that's
right?
why it's game over for our competitors.
There you go. Right on.
Guys, thank you so much.
Joe, thank you so much.